Don't do that. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube exclusive video. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host right here next to me.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you back with us. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate it. It all helps with the algorithm as far as pushing this out. So go ahead and hit up your nearest 49er fan.
And we got some juicy content for you. We couldn't wait till next week to podcast. It is Raiders week with the 49ers.
The Raiders.
And we're just adding more storylines as we go because Josh McDaniels has announced Jarrett Stidham is going to start for them. Derek Carr has benched because they want to have a look at youth at quarterback as well as other positions. Right now, Derek Carr is a league-leading 14 interceptions. He threw 3 picks against the Steelers, and they lost 13-10. Stidham, he's still only 26. We'll give him that. He's thrown 61 passes and never started an NFL game. Immediate thoughts.
Laughter came to my mind.
You're just gonna narrate what you do?
No, but yeah, this is it's a pretty crazy move to bench lifetime Raider Derek Carr. That's ridiculous. But I think it's kind of it's a precursor to what's going to happen this offseason, which again, I think we touched base on this during our podcast, but it's a complete shit show as far as what is happening with the Raiders organization and the Raiders football team. So they got a bunch of guys that were already they had been to the playoffs. They have this pedigree of okay, all we need is just a little bit more to take us over the top. And whatever over the top for the Raiders means maybe a playoff win, maybe a deep playoff run, maybe a Super Bowl if you're a Raiders fan. But whatever that thing is, they just thought that they needed a little push to get there. And Josh McDaniels came. I honestly
fucked it all up.
I thought that they had one of the best off seasons of the entire NFL. They got a real, quote unquote, real head coach. They got Devontae Adams, who is a superstar. They got Chandler Jones, and they kept their core intact. So Derek Carr, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs. Perfect. Okay, let's roll with that. Well, look at now what's happened. You come and you pissed off everybody who was already there as the nucleus. And Derek Carr is going to be out. The writing's on the wall. He's out of there. So now you're going to be searching for a quarterback. Josh Jacobs is more than likely going to be out of there because you're going to have to sign him to a major deal because he balled out because you didn't believe in him. And then the tight end that you signed this offseason is pissed off and he's dropping music videos after losses. So it's a complete shit show.
So far, Josh McDaniels says Derek Carr is very supportive of the decision. I'm guessing this means that Derek Carr is going to retire after the season because he is a lifelong Raider and he will not play for another team. His words, not mine. I'm sure he's going to be playing next year for someone else. What do you think? Really quick, did you think the Broncos or the Raiders have a better offseason now, knowing what we know?
The Raiders. The Raiders, just because they're not shelled with a massive contract.
They're still in a little bit better of a spot with that team. Still crazy talented. I think if they could get a head coach in there that knows what he's doing, maybe Josh McDaniels figures it out, or they get some offensive linemen in the draft, a new quarterback.
They gun for Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason. I'm calling it right now. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a Raider just because he knows the offense and he is a McDaniels guy. And what McDaniels needs is more McDaniels guy. It's pretty weird that Chandler Jones had been with him in the past, but when you're not coaching that side of the ball, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You need guys on your side of the ball that will stick up and be hey, I've been through this. Coach knows what he's talking about. But he didn't bring any of that.
But who knows? As much as I am okay, I think they're playing Jarrett Stidham to lose and maybe move up in the draft. Jarrett Stidham, a blank slate right now. He's 26 years old. He's big. He got a strong arm. He's definitely what McDaniels wanted in a guy. Like the Jimmy Garoppolo, the Ryan Mallett, those type of throwers, and that's why he's on this team. I mean, the numbers aren't great. 32 for 61. That's 52% completion rating. He has 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we've seen crazy things this season with like the Colts beating the Raiders and all of the quarterback play, like Zach Wilson, Mike White, like a lot of backups coming in performing well. Look at Geno Smith. Geno Smith resurrected his career when it was basically over.
Don't call it a comeback
because he ain't going right back.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is definitely Derek Carr played his last game as a Raider. It's just weird for me how this didn't work out. And I do put a lot on Derek Carr because this was such a big thing that Devontae wanted to come play with Derek Carr. And they made it such a must have of this connection of these guys. And it wasn't like the front offices or the coaches saying we must. It was Derek Carr and Devontae Adams saying like, we want to play together. We want to team up. And they wanted to like take the league by storm. And this was the place to do it. And this was a team that was set up to really perform. And it almost makes me think like friendships in working. Do you maybe want to sometimes avoid that situation? I know I'm saying as my brother sits next to me and we'll do a podcast together.
We're business partners.
But we're business partners. Do you think this was a situation where Devontae should have like, hey, where I'm at is great. Aaron Rodgers may be like not my cup of tea, but grass ain't always greener.
No, I think he looked at it like, okay, well, do I want to play in cold ass Green Bay or do I want to go to the nice Vegas Dome where I can truly ball out day in, day out, no matter what? And looking at it, it looked like it was going to be a very potent offense. Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, even who's the other guy that they have at wide receiver? Matt Collins. He's nice. So it's like there's pieces there that can fit around Devontae Adams. I don't think this is like 100% on Derek. I think that a good portion of this has to go to Josh McDaniels and him being like, again, you're the head coach. Just what I said about Kyle Shanahan a bunch of times. It's like, you're the head guy. We're going to hold you to a different standard. Everything that like happens on this field goes through you. What happened here, bro? Like, this is 100% on Josh McDaniels.
All right, so go ahead and comment. Would next year, say you're running the Raiders, would you want Jimmy Garoppolo? Would you want Derek Carr? Like, or anyone else? Like, who would you want to be your quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders? And what do you think is going to happen this week when Jarrett Stidham takes on Brock Purdy? The matchup, I know we were all waiting for all season. All season, people were saying, I can't wait for that Stidham-Purdy matchup, right?
Oh, it's going to be a human sacrifice. Jarrett Stidham, you're getting sacrificed to the #1 defense in the league. I think this is a pretty fucked up landing spot, if I'm going to be completely honest. If you're going to do it, you should have did it before. And even then, that's kind of a fucked up land. Like, there was no soft landing for Jarrett Stidham. You know what I mean? In, like, frigid temperatures, you're going to throw him out against the Steelers? No. Against the #1 defense in the league? Probably not the best. Like, what are you going to do?
I'm not going to lie, though. I was a little bit worried about this Raiders game going in, and now it kind of feels like
they have nothing to play for.
Yeah, they have nothing to play for. We're going to steamroll them, and it's going to be a fun watch. But yeah, I was a little like, okay, it is still Derek Carr. It is still the Raiders offense, and they have looked good at moments in the season. But now I'm kind of like, damn, this is going to be a deflated team.
It's a 1-2-3 Cancun type of team right now.
But yeah, and look out for our Diamond Pick of the Week this week. We're going to be dropping on Saturday.
Yep, Saturday.
Saturday day for the game. We always drop our best picks for the 49er bets going into the game. We've won a lot of money this season. We hope you guys have been watching. But if you haven't, go and watch that video. Go and subscribe. We'll let you know when it's out, and we'll all make money.
Later.
See ya.